Supply chain management can be defined as the management of flow of products and services, which begins from the origin of the products and ends at the product's consumptions. It also comprises movement and storage of raw materials that are involved in work in progress, inventory, and full furnished goods. The main objective of supply chain management is to monitor and relate production, distribution, and shipment of products and services. This can be done by companies with a very good and tight hold over internal inventories, productions, distribution, internal productions, and sales. Supply chain management basically merges the supply and demand management. It uses different strategies and approaches to view the entire chain and work efficiently at each and every step involved in the chain. Every unit that participates in the process must aim to minimize the cost and help the companies to improve their long-term performance while also creating value for its stakeholder and customers. This process can also minimize the rates by eradicating the unnecessary expenses, movements, and handling. Here we need to note that supply chain management and supply chain event management are two different topics to consider. The supply chain event management considers the factors that may interrupt the flow of an effective supply chain. Possible scenarios are considered and accordingly solutions are devised for them. Supply chain management advantages. In this era of globalization where companies compete to provide the best quality of products to the customers and satisfy all their demands, supply chain management plays a very important role. All the companies are highly dependent on effective supply chain process. Let's take a look at the major advantages of supply chain management. It develops better customer relationship and service. It creates better delivery mechanism for products and service in demand with minimum delay. It improves or it improvises productivity and business functions. It minimizes warehouse and transportation costs. It minimizes direct and indirect cost, assists in achieving shipping of right products to the right place at the right time, enhances inventory management, supporting the successful execution of just-in-time stock models, assists companies in adapting to challenge of globalization, economic upheaval, expanding consumer expectation and related differences, assists companies in minimizing waste, driving out cost, and achieving efficiencies throughout the supply chain process. Supply chain management goals. Every firm strives to match supply with a demand in a timely fashion with the most efficient use of resources. Here are some important goals of supply chain management. Supply chain partners work collaboratively at different levels to maximize resource and productivity and construct standardized processes, remove duplicate efforts, and minimize inventory levels.
In hospitality, it relates to the whole process of providing hospitality services from sourcing of raw materials, products, or different services for supply and distribution, and supply chain management performance can ultimately be measured by customer satisfaction. Supply chain management is the heart of competitive advantage of hospitality. It is the process of controlling the flow of product supply in hotels. And without this, hospitality will quickly grind into a halt. There will be no fruits and vegetables in restaurants, no beers and wines in bars, no beds and toilets in our hotels, and there will be no food and other products. And without this, there will be no customers. Supply chain management is very important to hospitality industry because this is where we get to assess the needs and demands of our customers. A well-established logistics and supply chain management system can help the hotel industry give individual hotel companies a sustainable competitive advantage. The use of the right logistics and supply chain strategies helps not only to improve the quality and service of the hotel company, but drive but also it drive down costs for staff in the industry. It is crucial to build steady relations with suppliers and work with a good ordering system in order to improve the service level towards customers. The hotel industry can benefit from the comprehensive and integrated practices of logistics and supply chain management by delivering a consistently reliable and high quality service at the best costs.
Here we look at the importance of supply chain management in the hospitality industry. Getting the best prices possible. It is need that someone managing effectively in your supply chain with the process that is right for you. A knowledgeable person and has an ability to operate and handle the things well. Also, the management procedures that need to be in place if the hospitality provider you are working for is a chain that has whole department to work in this area. A degree in supply chain management will open up a whole world of possibilities for anyone working in the hospitality industry. Technology is helping to make it easier. Technology is playing part in changing supply chain management with the huge companies altering the way they work because of it. Learning how all this up-to-date system work and about the new standards set is an important part of being a supply chain manager no matter what the industry is. Just think in terms of every barcode that is scanned at the supermarket checkout and how that helps the store know what has been sold and what they need to replace. That is a very simple and basic way of explaining how supply chain management software can help with the task, but as with all technology, it is only as good as the user. You need to understand the programs you are using, as although they are generally very good, sometimes things go wrong, or special event might not fit with the criteria they have been programmed for. Catering for a wedding party that has booked your hotel as the venue is the sort of things that may need special attention and the expertise of a supply chain manager. The harm that could be done to the reputation of not providing good food, drink, and services for a wedding could cause a drop in bookings for any hotel. Consumable in hospitality. Regardless of how large or small your hotel is, just imagine how bad it would be if you could not supply your guests with breakfast because you had run out of supplies when evening meals are due. How embarrassing it would be to say you can only offer half the menu because you do not have the products to complete all the meals shown. This same applies to restaurant. Not being able to fulfill their menu looks really bad and will stop customers returning. A bar that runs out of wine or beer will suffer by customers going elsewhere. And once they have done that, it's hard to get them to return to your establishment. Putting your customer first should be the highest priority on the list for any successful hotel, bar, and restaurant. Without them, the business will disappear very quickly as they are what the hospitality industry is all about. With effective supply chain management and a team of staff on the front line that are pleasant and helpful, there is not much more you can do to encourage guests to enjoy their stay in your hotel and visit again next time they are in the area.
The supply chain management process is composed of four main parts: which is the demand management, supply management, sales and operations, and product portfolio management. The demand management consists of three parts, which is the demand planning, merchandise planning, and trade promotion planning. Demand planning is the process of forecasting demand to make sure products can be reliably delivered. Effective demand planning can improve the accuracy of revenue forecast, align inventory levels with peaks and troughs in demands, and enhance profitability for a particular channel or product. Second is the merchandise planning. It is a systematic approach to planning, buying, and selling merchandise to maximize the return on investments, while simultaneously making merchandise available at the places, times, and quantities that the market demands. Third is the trade promotion planning. It's a marketing technique to increase the demand for products in retail stores based on the special pricing, display, pictures, demonstrations, value-added bonuses, no obligation gifts, and other promotions. Trade promotions help drive short-term consumers' demand for products normally sold in retail environments. The second supply chain management process is the supply management. Supply management is made up of 5 areas, such as supply planning, production planning, inventory planning, and capacity planning, and distribution planning. Supply planning determines how best to fulfill the requirements created from the demand. The objective is to balance supply and demand in a manner that achieves the financial and service objectives of enterprise. Second is production planning, which addresses the production and manufacturing modules within a company. It considers the resource allocations of employees, materials, and of production capacity. Third is production or supply planning, which consists of supplier management and collaboration, and production scheduling. Next is inventory planning, which determines the optimal quantity and timing of inventory to align it with sales and production needs. And capacity planning, which determines the production staff and equipment needed to meet the demand for production. Lastly is the distribution planning and the network planning, which oversees the movement of goods from a supplier or manufacturer to the point of sale. And the third supply chain management process is the sales and operations planning. Sales and operations is a monthly integrated business management process that empowers leadership to focus on key supply chain drivers, including sales, marketing, demand management, production, inventory management, and new production introduction. With an eye of financial and business impact, the goal of sales and operation management is to enable executives to make better informed decisions through a dynamic connections of plans and strategies across the business. Often repeated on a monthly basis, sales and operation management enables effective supply chain management and focuses the resources of an organization on delivering what their customers need while staying profitable.
Number 4, product portfolio management is a process from creating a product idea creation to market introduction. A company must have an exit strategy for its product when it reaches the end of its profitable life, or in case the product doesn't sell well. Product portfolio management includes new product introduction, end-of-life planning, cannibalization planning, commercial and rank planning, contribution margin analysis, portfolio management, brand portfolio, and platform planning. Number 5, supply chain management best practices. To succeed in or growing global market, you need a supply chain that's connected from start to finish, across your enterprise and beyond. These are the 5 steps to achieve connected supply chain planning. Number 1, make the move to real-time supply chain planning. When using ERP systems and spreadsheets for planning, companies typically rely only on historical data, resulting little wiggle room for changes should any disruptions occur in demand or supply. For example, based on the previous year's numbers, a company can estimate the number of products it will sell in the next quarter. Unify supply chain planning with enterprise planning is connecting traditionally supply chain planning to sales and operational planning and financial planning. Companies can benefit from synchronizing their short-term operational planning with their wider business planning process to make real-time updates to inventory forecast and supply. Developing real-time and OP solutions that enable enterprise-wide collaboration means that key stakeholders across the business can create new scenarios and quickly access how to use their resources to optimize profitability when an unforeseen event happens. Developing real-time NLP solutions that enable enterprise-wide collaboration means that key stakeholders across the business can create new scenarios and quickly assess how to use their resources to optimize profitability when an unforeseen event happens. 3. Anticipate the demand of the end customer. For consumer packaged goods companies, anticipating what customers want and when they want it is an ongoing challenge. A solution like Anaplan allows to end-to-end visibility across the supply chain and beyond an existing network of wholesalers and retailers to sense demand signals from customers. When changing consumer sentiments can be rapidly identified and changes to demand for the product assessed, the company, partners, and customers benefit from improved profitability, margins, and lead time. 4. Leverage real-time data across all points of the supply chain. Because supply chain planning typically involves a myriad of suppliers, channels, customers, and pricing schemes, models can become large and potentially unwieldy, especially when spreadsheets are the primary planning tools. Incorporating a solution that uses real-time data allows planning with great accuracy and reduces the risk of stockouts of surplus inventory. Number 5. Ensure the flexibility to cope with change. When technology facilitates efficient planning and quick reactions, disruptions aren't disruptive because your planning and reforecasting is easy, resulting in time and money saved and increased profitability.